Pope Francis's candor about cutting down on travel or contemplating retirement is both refreshing and a stark reminder of the inevitable march of time. To the uninitiated, the Pope's life may appear as a medley of grandeur and spiritual pomp, yet what's often overlooked is the sheer physical toll that papal duties can exact. Imagine the jet lag, the intense schedules, and the pressure of consistently being the moral compass for millions. It's taxing for anyone, let alone an octogenarian. Pope Francis isn't your everyday CEO. He can't simply delegate his God's earthly rep duties, Skype into an international congregation, or skip out on a peace-consecrating ceremony because he's feeling a bit under the weather. A pope is assumed to be indefatigable, a spiritual Superman. But here's the thing. Pope Francis is human, flesh and bones, with a heart that beats and tires just like ours. Health inevitably becomes the limiting factor in this divine equation. Francis had part of his lung removed in his youth, and anyone with even a passing interest in human anatomy knows that's not ideal for traveling. That's before we touch on his sciatica, a real thorn in his holy side, and the myriad of other health issues he's battled, like anyone of his years. It's also not without precedent that a pope considers hanging up the mitre. His predecessor, Pope Benedict XVI, broke almost 6 centuries of tradition by announcing his retirement, citing reasons not too dissimilar to our current pontiff's concerns. It's a modern take on an ancient role, acknowledging the limits of one's physical capabilities and potentially paving the way for a vibrant succession, while avoiding the mire of geopolitical instability that can arise when a pope's health fails more dramatically in office. And yes, while tradition might whisper that a pope should serve until their last breath, let's not martyr our leaders on an altar of unrealistic expectation. Efficiency and effectiveness of papal duties should be considered, and if Pope Francis believes that stepping down is the prudent choice, then so be it. In fact, it could be argued that this kind of progressive thinking and planning is exactly what the Catholic Church needs to remain relevant and respected in a rapidly changing world. The papacy must evolve if it is to shepherd its flock through the complexities and challenges of the 21st century. From my corner here in Portland, Oregon, where we treasure our elderly and understand the necessity of self-care, I applaud Pope Francis's openness. Unburdening himself of the weight of the world in whatever form that takes is nothing short of an act of humility and wisdom. So, if the Pope decides to retire or scales back his travels significantly, let's not wring our hands in despair. Rather, let's appreciate the commitment he's shown to his role so far and support whatever decision he makes. For after all, it's his to make, and his alone.